Here we go.
What?
All right, so I need everybody to get their pencils. If you have color pencils, you'll probably use them. We're gonna draw a mountain scene later. I'm just gonna use a regular graphite pencil. You could use a color pencil. I mean, this is supposed to be a flamingo, and flamingos are pink. Notice the pink paper. So you can use colors, whatever. We're just trying to build these basic shapes. Are you guys all ready to go?
Flamingo have a heart for a wing.
I know. So this is part of the highlights. It's a hidden picture. It's a hidden. My friend Maggie Swanson. She's a retired artist now, but she made all these illustrations for highlights where you like find hidden pictures. I don't know if you can see any other ones, but do you see how there's a spoon? That looks like a spoon, and then that's a cupcake, and then that's a mitten. It's just like all the larger compositions are like have all these animals in it, but then there's hidden pictures too. And this one has a heart. So it's actually kind of nice because we can use that heart to help build, build the wing, because it is just part of the wing. Okay, so let's start this up. When you draw birds, I more often, I talked to a couple bird artists, and they always start with the head. Now, sometimes when I draw, I like to start with the biggest shape. In this case, the biggest shape would be the body, but I'm just gonna go off of like what the bird artists do, and they start with the head. So I'm gonna start with a circle, and then I wanna make my circle look like a bird. So I'm gonna add the parts. So if you notice, the bird's beak is looking down kind of. So I'm gonna put a triangle at the bottom, and it's like bottom right. It's not completely the bottom, but it's the right side of the bottom. And then there's this little, I don't know what this is, but like on turkeys, it's like a little waddle. It's like a piece of like extra skin. I think it's decorative. And then if you notice the dot for the eye, a lot of times when people place eyes, they'll be too high. They'll be far to one side. Sometimes they're exactly in the middle. This one is not exactly in the middle. It's actually closer to the beak. So it's lower. It's like the lower right-hand side. And if you put the eye someplace else, whatever, it's all right. This is just the warm-up. We're just like practicing. My dog right now is at the groomer, and he's a Cocker Spaniel.
On his head.
Yeah, he's got like a mohawk. My Cocker Spaniel has a mohawk. You can like stand it up, and it stands up straight. It's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. Okay, so the feathers on the top of the head, and it looks like hair because of the location, but it's really feathers. And the way this artist makes feathers is she just makes a straight line with a dot at the end. It's like amazing. Like there's so many ways that when you look at feathers, they're so intricate and so beautiful. And then all of a sudden she just goes, okay, I'm gonna use a straight line and a dot. Like that's it. That's good enough for me. And she's gonna make a bunch of them in a row. I guess I'm going a little bit fast here. Ooh, let's see. Is Stacy gonna come on? I hope Stacy makes it. Oh no, she's not gonna make it. All right. She's got a brunch. She's going brunching with her friends. If you have a question, you can just unmute it and ask. I can't tell who that is down there, but
I have a comment.
Oh yeah, Michaela, what's up?
The flamingos get the pink from the fish and the plants they eat, but when they go into the zoo, they don't eat the same things as they are in the wild. So the zookeepers give them a special pill to keep them from going white.
Oh my gosh, it makes so much. I have heard that. I heard that's how they turn pink is through what they eat, but I didn't realize that they had a different diet in captivity than in the wild. And it makes sense that they would. I mean, if you want people to come and see your attraction, which is the flamingos, you're going to kind of want to have them pink. But I had noticed that I've seen a lot of flamingos that are white, that are whiter. They're not pure white, but like they're not as pink as I've seen some of them. Okay, so here we go. This is I wouldn't call it the hard part, but this is actually the fun part. We're going to do this long droopy neck. And if you wanted to make that neck even longer and even curvier, it might be better. I don't know. There's something about a flamingo.
There
and
are 9 lines on the bottom of the wing too. Like on the bottom of the neck, I mean.
Yes, there are. There's like some shadow lines. I don't know if those are feathers, but they're definitely shadow lines. And then another thing that I've drawn flamingos myself, and I'm not going to say Maggie's not right, but I've noticed that like the oval for the body is actually kind of high up. So my next move is this oval. And when I say high up, I mean like the neck kind of attaches to the bottom of the oval rather than like the top or the side of the oval. I don't know. That's just me. I would have drawn the beak like the beak is like completely different too. Like the beak looks like this to a flamingo. So I don't know. I haven't talked to Maggie about this, and there's a side of me that makes me think because of the beaks in that position, this might not even be a flamingo. I mean, the flamingo beaks are very distinctive, and I don't remember them having this little waddle at the bottom either. That's okay. We got the neck, and I think these lines at the base of the neck signify that the light's coming from up above, and the shadows mean that the shadow is underneath. And I think that's true because if you look at the lines, we haven't even gotten to the legs yet, but once we do get to the legs, there are some shadow marks on the top of the legs too. Like the body is casting a shadow onto the legs, and then and then I think the ones where the legs enter the water, I think that might be a reflection. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We've got this body here. Recognize that I had to draw an oval. I'm gonna have to erase
another one.
No.
Underneath the paper.
There's two little ducks. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to draw those next if you guys don't mind. Anyway, so let's do the heart. And like I said, I had to draw this oval, and I'm probably gonna have to erase some of those lines. I just know it because look at how the back runs into the tail. Should we do the tail first? I just said it, so might as well do it. Okay, so I'm gonna follow the arc of the back, and then I'm gonna go into these little, like, I guess I call them like little curving triangles, like almost little knife blades, or there's 3 little tail feathers, little curving triangles, or like shark fins. They look like shark fins. I love that. I love the tail feathers, and and that's what does happen. I mean, the neck transitions into the shoulders, and then the shoulders goes into the back, and the back goes into the pelvis, and the pelvis goes into the tail feathers, and then that's how it goes. It really actually does do that in nature, so that's kind of nice. All right, so we got the head, the neck, the body, the tail. Let's attach the wing right to the side, and just know that you might have to erase some stuff. So the wing is wonderful because it's made up of this heart, and we just had Valentine's Day, so it's almost perfect. Last week was Valentine's Day, so I'm just gonna put a heart in. You can make a heart however you make a heart. I mean, I've seen so many people that make hearts in different ways, and they're all fine. And then the underside of the heart looks like it has a little bit of a shadow on it, which is also fun. Oh, have you guys ever made hearts shiny or balloons shiny? If you make it shiny, you can put like a little square onto that corner, and it looks like it's reflected. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So yeah, like the heart almost feels like it's flying. Like it looks like a shooting star because of the way that the feathers come off. And we want to make the feathers of the wing similar to the feathers of the tail, but not exactly the same. But they're sharp and they're pointy and they're curvy. And this is not necessarily the way this is not anatomical. This is a cartoon version of a flamingo, and I really love it. I love Maggie Swanson. I love all of her art. Okay. Question, Luke.
I just have a question. I want to share something quickly.
Can you turn your volume up? My volume's all the way up, and it's hard to hear. Or lean in, maybe.
Okay.
Nice. That's better.
There's this like really cool. I have this really cool book that has like all the animals, like the whole world. It's a lot of. It's like a humongous book.
Is it like the Smithsonian history of everything on the planet?
No.
Okay, because I have
Can
that.
I go show it to you?
Yeah, go grab it. I'm gonna finish the legs, but you can go grab it.
Okay, it's got really good art.
Yeah, do it. I'm gonna do a little sidebar thing just so you can see this. There's a couple different ways of seeing the legs. The legs are like 2 long rectangles, boom, boom, with a circle in the middle, or you could see it as 1 rectangle transitioning into a circle, which is the joint in the leg, and then coming down. So whatever you think is cleaner, and then that leg goes into the water. So there's a line. You don't even see the feet. So I don't know how you want to see it. I might do one. Sometimes if I put the
Can I show it now? Sorry.
first, yeah, show it. Show me the cover.
Yeah, this is the cover. It's got like a bunch of different animals.
What do you know who the publisher is? That looks really good. Hold it up a little bit.
Here. Actually, I'll show you just one of the pictures. The publisher. One sec. It's written by Tom Jackson.
My strategy here was to place the two joints of the legs, and I often notice that with flamingos.
It's published by Amber Books Ltd. But here, just let me show you one of these pictures. Look at this.
Show me the flamingo.
This is a walrus. Look, he looks almost like a photo.
Hold it up a little bit. Higher, higher. Oh my God, that is an amazing photo.
Here,
My
let me show you the flamingo.
Beautiful photo.
You continue working because it'll take a long time.
We have done. I have taught walruses before. Okay, so sorry guys, I'm gonna get back on track. So I put these two circles to represent like the joints. It's almost like a knee joint. Technically, it's an ankle joint.
Walruses. What did you teach them?
Last year, or actually probably like 4 years ago now, because it was in the other studio.
What did you teach them?
Oh, I mean, I showed a picture. Oh, I get it. I taught walruses how to flip fish in the air 10 feet tall and then catch them again. I wish.
I found the flamingo.
Show it.
And this time they also used like a whitish part and they used a bit of black.
So everybody, as you know, oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous photo. Yeah, so they're white, pink, and black. One fun thing that you could do if you wanted, right now, Maggie just used a couple straight lines down here to indicate that there's like ripples in the water, I think. But have you ever seen how you can reflect, things in the water? So if I drew an upside down version. Anyway, I just think it would be fun to see the reflection of the legs in the water. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, Trevor.
Yeah, Luke.
You actually said it was a photo, but it's actually a drawing. It looks so good it almost is look like a photo.
Wait, that walrus was a drawing?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that artist must be very, very. I would love to see that.
This is some bird. Look.
Why can't I see your screen anymore?
Your camera's off.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there it goes. Yes, I've seen illustrations like that.
It's just amazing.
I know. There's so many talented artists out there. And there might be some of them in this class right now. The future's great artists. Okay, how you guys doing? Should we have a little show and tell? Let's see what we got. I didn't use any color. I didn't really detail very much. Oh my gosh, yes, I love color. Glad you did some background. That one looks great. All right, cool. Everyone's catching up. Great job.
Thanks, Flamingo.
Yes. All right, thank you. Thank you for showing them. They're fantastic. All right, what should we do next? I had a couple different plans. For today. All right, you're right. I can't resist. I showed it to you before, so we have to draw it. I want to draw these ducks so bad. And then, are you guys up for an elephant? Can we draw a Maggie Swanson elephant? Yes.
Yes.
You guys are such good sports.
I just want to draw a dog.
We're gonna draw the cutest elephant, and it's probably gonna
A baby.
It's gonna be a baby. It's gonna be a baby elephant. We should have a day where we just draw dogs, because there's so many different kinds of dogs, and they're so cute. There's big dogs, and small dogs. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on this.
I want to draw a German Shepherd.
We can do German Shepherds. German Shepherds have really pointy ears, and then their anatomy is really interesting because it has to do with their their ankles, their Achilles heel. It's like the position. Oh, look at that cute dog. Oh, hello, dog. Oh, he loves you. He's giving kisses. Nice. What kind of? Oh, that dog is handsome.
He was
Beautiful.
really excited when he heard we were gonna draw dogs.
Nice. He gets it. I mean, we could. You guys could send me pictures of your dog. So we could sketch them. All right, so let's do the little one first because it's in the
Excuse me?
foreground. Yeah, Luke. I'm gonna start with the head
Sorry,
again.
can I quickly go to the bathroom?
Yeah, go for it. You can catch up, dude. These are not that hard. And then maybe everybody switch over to some color because, yeah, I think we can do that. I'm gonna start with a green, and I might draw my ducks a little bit larger because I have more room. All right, so I'm gonna start with the head, and then I'm gonna move into, I don't know. I like to put the beak in there. The beak is low on this circle, so it's a triangle, but it's got curvy sides, and it is impressively low. Now it looks like this particular duck is like wearing a bonnet. So you can think about my next line in two ways. You can think about me dividing the head in half, or you can think about me like drawing edge around the face, separating the face, from the head, and it creates kind of a crescent moon situation. So the back of the head is the back of the head, and then the front part is the face. And it's the face because it's got an eye and the beak is on there. I might color in the back of the head, maybe make it like a little mallard. Little mallard. I think mallards have completely green heads, but all right, next phase. Oh man, I'm really drawing big. I might have to zoom out, but let's see if I can fit the body on here. So I mean, I'm gonna see the body as an oval. There's no feet, there's no legs because they're under the water, propelling, they're kicking. But there's going to be the body, that's the oval, and then we're going to add the tail, and then we're going to add the wings. So let's do that. So I got my oval for the body. And then I'm going to follow. Remember, it goes from the back of the head into the neck. The neck and the body are so close together. Like the ducks actually do have long necks, like incredibly long necks. I eat them all the time. Like they can stretch them out or they can tuck them in really close. So like not only do they have long necks, but they have very movable necks and they can turn their heads all the way around. Like, I don't know if they can go 360 degrees, but they can go like way further than we can in terms of like their flexibility in their neck. So anticipate the head going into like the neck that's kind of tucked into the body. And then we're going to come up to the back here and we're going to swoop into the tail. And Maggie seems like she's doing, tail feathers similarly as she did to the, to the flamingo. I missed that comment. What was that? Mr. Messick, was that you? I don't know. That's all right.
Can you put the paper up a little bit?
Yes, I can.
See.
Excuse me? I see something that Maggie missed.
Oh my gosh. I see something that I missed. What were you going to say?
Sometimes actually a good amount of times, ducks have like this like weird, and some birds have like this weird like little thing that almost looks like a nose part.
Totally. I mean, and whenever you're drawing animals, you want to get the nose, mouth, eyes, and ears. Ears you don't see on birds. They have ears, but you don't see them. They don't have like ears that catch sound waves like we do, but they have ear canals. They're usually covered with feathers, so you don't actually see ears on birds. But you have eyes, which is here. You have nose, like little nostrils, which are on the top parts of the beak. And then you have the beak, which represents basically the top of the lip and the lower lip. So in the spirit of what your comment was, I love it. Like put in a nostril, and then maybe you could even put in a thin bottom part of the beak. So you have an upper part of the beak and a lower part of the beak. And that's the kind of thing. Like when you're an illustrator and you're trying to make really simplified drawings, you don't include everything. So part of the decision that the artist makes is what to include. But almost more importantly, the artist decides what to leave out. And it's okay to leave things out. You don't have to include everything. All right, and then this is hilarious. Let's finish drawing this wing. And I'm going to ask you guys if you can tell the difference between the two wings. So the wing at the bottom versus the wing at the top, because I found a hidden picture. The top wing is not actually a wing, it's a glove. Do you see that? That's like, we can draw a hand, like there's like a thumb and then 4 fingers. We're not there yet though. So let's just draw the regular wing.
Excuse me, Trevor.
Yep. Top of
I
the
really
wing.
thought it looked really weird. I'm like, this is not a normal way.
I know.
So then I'm
I
like, wait a
was
second,
thinking
it's a
the same
glove.
thing.
And I knew it.
I thought maybe there was something resting on its back. I'm like, what's sitting on its back? And I was like, aha, it's a hidden picture. All right, so I did that wing, I did that tail. Now I can shore up my body, you know, the round part of the body. And if I zoom down completely, there's like these radiating lines that are coming out of the duck, with both the ducks, that make it seem like they're swimming in the water. And it's kind of a fun, it's kind of a fun technique when, you know, you just draw, you know, like little ripples in the water, showing that this guy is not holding still, like he's actually moving. And there's a variety of marks, like tick marks, dots, what have you, to make it look like he's swimming. Some of my construction lines with colored pencils, it's hard to erase, but you can blend them in just by coloring on top.
Can we draw another one?
Yeah, we're gonna draw the second one too. And then I have to send this video to Maggie because she's I think she's gonna love it. Maggie's favorite animal is a cat, and maybe I'll have her come in and she can teach us how to draw cats. Okay, so the next thing, which is kind of nice, but it's the only part that's a little bit hard, if you ask me, because we're going to draw. Yeah.
Again, I'm really sorry for interrupting, but I one time had read this book, and
Yeah.
I think it was either me or my brother was reading it. And we came up with this, and this kid said I like to draw cats, but the way either me or my brother said, I forget who it was, we said it really creepy. So it made sense. It made sense, but like it was creepy the way we said it. It's just scary.
Yeah. Well,
Anytime somebody thinks about
anytime
somebody tells me about like drawing cats, I'm like, ah.
You've been terrorized by the scary cat. I actually only have I had a cat growing up who was really mean. I was the only one that was able to pet it, and she scratched me a couple times, but then she came back and sat on my lap. So like that was my only real bad cat experience that like wound up turning into like a good cat experience. So I don't have anything. I don't have anything traumatic with cats, but I know some people do. If Stacy were on here, she'd be like, "No, she can't stand cats." Okay, nice. These look great. But yeah, you can add some little baby ones. All right, so these colors I just totally invented. So let me get quickly onto this next one because I really want to get into the elephant. And then I had this tree stump planned, but I might have to save it until next week. So we'll see. So the difference between drawing the first one and the second one is that it's important to know where the second one is. And the belly or the chest of the second bird, basically the front of the oval is overlapped by the head. So I'm going to start drawing the oval first so that I know that my duck is placed in the right spot. And then I can go back in and draw my original thought, which is, the circle for the head. Does that make sense? So if you have one and then there's a second one, you have to know that they're in the right spot. So the other thing is like the oval, I've noticed, especially with the second one, the water kind of comes up and it makes the oval kind of flat. So yes, it's an egg shape, but it's like an egg shape that kind of has a flat bottom, and it makes it look like it's on the surface of the water. Because like I'm sure part of the body does go underneath. It's like a boat. You know what I mean? Like boats, most of the boat is above the water, but some of it goes below. And we know at least part of the bird's underwater because the feet are under there kicking. All right, so I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try to do the best thing. Can you make sure you got everything muted? Okay. All right. So what did I do before? I said I'm going to put in the beak. So top of the beak, bottom of the beak. Oh, yeah. The bottom of the beak comes out of the bottom of the circle. And then Let's see what else we can do. Oh, then I did the crescent moon. So I subdivided the face from the back of the head. It looks like a habit, like the hat that like a nun wears.
Don't forget to draw the hand.
I know, this is the exactly. So it's like a glove. All right, so I'm gonna switch I'm gonna switch my mindset, and instead of drawing a wing, I'm gonna switch my brain and I'm gonna draw a glove. And I'm gonna start with the wrist, like basically the part of the glove that hits the wrist, and that connects to the base of the head. So there's the wrist part. And if you think about your hand, you got your palm and you've got your fingers, your four fingers, and then your thumb. So like the palm is the part that everybody forgets to draw because everybody's seeing all the fingers and there's so many fingers that you forget to draw the palm. So like don't forget to draw the palm. So I did the wrist and then I'm going to draw up on one side and then up on the other. I mean, palms are huge. They like make up about half of your hand. And then people very often like underestimate it. And then your wrist is actually almost like a separate piece of anatomy too. So when your elbow, your arm enters into your hand, don't forget about the wrist. Like the wrist can be its own, like be an oval. Obviously there's no wrist here because it's just a glove, but I'm just like planting the seed for later in life. Like when you draw arms into hands, draw the wrist, don't forget about the palm, and then you can get the fingers. Anyway, all right, so it's a left glove. So before I do the thumb, I'm going to come up. I'm going to draw, I think, basically a rectangle for one finger. I'm going to do another rectangle, a little bit longer because it's your middle finger. So it goes index finger, ring, middle finger is the longest. And then the other thing that people need to know about hands is that your index finger and your ring finger are almost the exact same size, almost the same finger. Now, my index finger is a little bit thicker, but they're the same length on me. So when I think about drawing the index finger, it's almost like I get to draw two fingers at once because however I draw the index finger, it's the same. I'm going to draw it the same way for the ring finger. So the middle finger is bigger, and then the pinky is the smallest. So it's like whatever. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. You'd be surprised how hands intimidate people. I mean, I've known people that wanted to stop making art because they couldn't figure out how to draw hands. All right, so that looks like a really, really flat. You ever seen birds when they like try to get the water off of them? They like shake, or like dogs even when they like shake the water off of them. The glove on this wing makes it look like that's what he's doing. Looks like he's like shaking. Actually, I'm gonna do little lines to make it look like he is shaking. You ever seen how you can make little vibration lines to make it seem like things are moving around? And then I'm gonna go back, and we got to go back to the bird, and we're gonna put in the tail, the shark fin.
Okay.
Tails. Okay. Yes. What's your question, Luke? Sorry, bud. Oh, that tail is not good either. They can shake their tail feathers too. All right, this bird is
something
shaking.
for somebody. I once drew something for somebody, and I think it was something was running, and they like.
Look at your elephant and your son, and he's shooting water.
And
I love it, man. Dude, you're moving. You're moving. Yeah, remember everybody, these classes are designed to inspire you. So at any point, if you want to, embellish on this, like if you want to add some, if you want to change colors, if you want to add water, if you want to add other friends, if you want to sketch a elephant, don't let me stop you. Art class this is your time. It's dedicated to making art. I'm going to teach you everything that I know. But you've gotta make it your own. Oh man, this was a bad decision. So sometimes
It looks like your duck is blooding.
It looks like he's bleeding all over the place. That is so not good. I'm so sorry. All right, I got to figure that. I'm gonna keep working. So I had this pen here. I was like, hey, you can switch colors. It's fine. And so then I just switched colors, and now it looks like my duck is bloody. Ugh. I'm gonna try and recover. Let me try and fix this.
It's not a mallard. It's a bloody.
If I make them all pink. Sorry, what was that?
If it was a pencil and not a pen, it wouldn't look bloody because it wouldn't be shiny.
Exactly. It's not the color. It's the nature of the pen. I think you're completely right. Well, I think it's the nature of the color and the nature of the pen.
It's your family.
That family is so good. It's so good. Yeah, we should sketch a little baby. Should we do a little baby? I'm gonna do a little baby behind. I think babies usually go behind. We'll do a little baby beak, little baby wings, little baby tail. Maybe his head is too small. There it goes. Oh, he's trying to catch up. He's trying to catch up.
It almost looks like that little baby has like an afro or something.
Yeah, well.
He
That's
looks
what we
like
want.
he's a racer.
It looks like he's wearing a helmet. Does the green make it any better? I feel like the green is not making anything any better.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And I feel like my pen decision was kind of a loss. But it's
Or a bad idea.
exactly a bad idea. Oh, look at that's a mallard color if I've ever seen it. I wish I would have brought this green out. This mallard green is amazing. Oh my goodness, that's a pretty color. What is that? What is it called? It's not labeled. I have these pastels that I inherited from this woman who she donated them to the school, and they're like from the 50s. They're pastels that are really old and they're really gorgeous. Look at the script on that pencil. Like you can't. I mean, you can get this same brand, but you can't get these kind of pencils anymore. It's made in Paris. It's called Conte of Paris. There's some of the best pastels that you can buy. It's really lucky. That's why. I mean, I should have used that from the beginning. Okay, 2-minute warning.
Trevor.
2-minute warning. Yes.
Trevor.
Yes.
Look, I have kinetic sand.
Where's the kinetic sand? Are you gonna sculpt a duck out of kinetic sand?
No.
You could though.
I just sculpted a duck out of my putty eraser thing, whatever they call them.
Needed erasers.
Yeah. 2 minutes
Can we draw the
out and then we're done our class, or 2 minutes until we're gonna do the elephant or whatever.
2 minutes until the elephant.
Yeah.
I
Good work. And if you already did an elephant,
I did an elephant.
How's the legs inside the legs?
let's see.
I'm making it so it looks like it's
There's you can. I've drawn probably 100 elephants in my time, and I still don't get sick of
These
them.
legs would be in the back instead.
That's the thing. Like, when people are starting to learn to draw,
Everybody else's
see,
on.
now they all fit together in a composition. That
Or
is
drawing
amazing.
something.
And they'll be the same way.
Nice job, Michaela.
Just like they are right now.
I love kinetic.
I did this all without a single sip of coffee. Can you believe it? May my next drawing will be really good.
My flavor would be matched.
Should I switch paper? Maybe I'll go blue.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you messed up with the duck.
Because of my coffee, just my coffee intake. Could be. I'm not gonna make any excuses though.
No.
I don't like to make excuses. I think honestly, every piece that I make, there's something wonderful that comes out of it. And so even though it's like it didn't go as planned and it's like didn't look different, I can come back to this drawing, and I'll appreciate it because I did enjoy making it, and I could draw it again maybe instead of using pen, or I could draw all of them in pen. Who knows?
I have more.
I think I have more.
No.
I totally have one.
If you drew it on pen, I think it actually might look better because it does. I think half the reason it looks.
I have all.
I'll put it right
There was I think it was the contrast between the pencil and the pen. I think that's what made it not.
Hey,
so
Trevor.
good. Yeah.
Trevor.
Yes.
Number one, I see a paper clip.
Oh, there's so many hidden pictures in this one.
I see a brush.
I see a paper clip.
I see a
Paper clip.
fork,
There's
I
a
see an
fork.
apple.
and I also see an apple. And if you go up,
The question is, what is that?
It's a donut.
Oh no, it's not a donut. Do you know what it is? I'm gonna
Wait,
shade them really quick.
It's a mug.
It's a cup of coffee. It's a cup of coffee. You
Ajax
see it?
said it's a mug.
The mug, yeah. But if you look, there's a
Hey,
dark
and
spot.
if you look up,
Over the top
you
spot.
can actually see a like salt and pepper shaker or something.
Yeah, it's the tail of the other elephant is the salt and pepper shaker.
Ah,
I think that's a
yeah, I
banana.
see it.
There's a banana there.
It's right on the tail of the big elephant.
There he is. That's the cat. That's the salt and pepper shaker. Telling you, this lady is one of the most fun artists I've ever
I
studied.
found the candle. It's in the top left.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, this particular angle has so many things. Where's the I haven't seen the ice cream cone
I
yet.
see a broom.
Oh, there's the ice cream. Yeah, there's the
I
ice
see
cream.
the broom on the fence.
That's a paintbrush.
That one?
Brush. I see the brush and the candle.
Yeah, I found the key.
I'm dreaming of ponies.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Let's put the and you can put these objects in there. What should we start? Should we start with the head?
Yes.
All right, let's start with the head.
Rounds. The technology.
Okay, I have to draw mine really close to the top so that I have enough room for the body. All right, so I'm gonna draw a circle for the head.
Let's just go in water and get that.
I'm gonna make it. Oh, that's too big. I made them too big.
Internal clock, which helps to keep our sleep-wake cycles on track. And when the nap.
What?
So, all right, here we go. One circle. Whew. So the most obvious thing that elephants are is they have these really long trunks.
This was
The trunks are fascinating in my opinion for a number of different reasons. But the one thing that I can say about the trunk is that it's widest when it's closest to the body, and then it gets and it stays kind of, it gets thinner towards the end. So the widest part is where it exits the body. So I actually will make the beginning of the trunk like a separate shape, like a super wide shape, like a cone or a trapezoid that's attached to our original circle. All right, and then from there, then you can go top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom.
He has a tusk.
Bottom.
He's
He
like-
does have a little tusk. You can make your trunk go a lot of different ways, but you got to use the trunk is works like hands. So his nose is so movable. You can move your nose a little bit, but imagine if you could move your nose so much that you could actually pick things up with it. I mean, you can pick stuff up with your mouth, I suppose. You can pick stuff up with your toes. Main thing we pick things up with is our hands. And the main thing that they pick things up with is their trunk. So when I draw the end, it's two little triangles, but I'm actually thinking like they're almost like a thumb and a forefinger. They're almost like two fingers. So I made my trunk really big, but I'm just it's because I'm having a good time. All right, so we started with a circle. Then we added the trunk. And a little trick, by the way, I started doing one section and then the other section, the top and then the bottom. If you go top, bottom, then you can combine all of the elements and you get one consistent line. So I usually do this at the end, but I just wanted to show you what I was thinking in order to do that. See how smooth that line is? But I did it in component parts. One component part, the other component part. And I'll actually do this, if you guys watch right here, I do the same thing with trees. So I'll do a base of the tree and then a turn and then another turn and then it goes straightened out and then another turn and then another, maybe a branch happens there, branch happens there. So I know it's off to the side, but in these sections, then you can go up the side of the tree on both sides and it feels like a natural tree. Anyway, it's just an artist trick for you. The next two big things that we need to figure out is the trunk, which is basically a stand-in for the mouth. Elephants have mouths. They have lips. They can open their mouth. They got teeth and everything. Maggie decided she was only gonna express the mouth as a tusk kind of coming out of the mouth. There's one big tooth. So that's how she's describing the mouth. So underneath the trunk, I'm gonna put in I'm gonna make mine a little bigger because I think it's fun. So we go from that tusk into the jaw, around the bottom. And then this is what I think will help make everything a lot easier, if you think about the ear, maybe like a kite, maybe like a triangle, maybe like a sailboat sail. Watch what I'm about to do. I'm gonna do 2 straight sides and a curved side. So, and this is what so the short side is up at the top, then the long side comes down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna do a curved side here. So I guess it's a shark fin. You know, I think of it as like a sail, but that's because I go up to a lake every summer and there's sails everywhere. So I just like, when I see shapes like this, I think of a sailboat. But you know, you can think of a lot of different things. And so I drew it short side, long side, curved side, and that's an overly simplified version. She puts in all these little details. So she puts in a curve up here. She does have that corner. Like, I think she wanted to make the ears feel like they were like skin, like thin skin, like almost like flappy.
Watching me play.
And so she drew some ripples.
bet.
In here.
We only have about 20 minutes left. So.
20 minutes.
And then this is the other thing. The
20
the ear attaches to the head. So in order to attach to the head, you have to like show that the skin is connected. So I'm gonna like take that line away. So I'm just copying her lines at this point. I just wanted to, I'm like a huge fan of like getting simple shapes and then making them as complex as I want to make them. But if you start simple and then make them, you know, more advanced as you go. All right, that's good. What's the last thing? Oh, let's do that eye. I love this eye. And you know, the other thing I love about the eye is that it's like, is it in the center? It's kind of in the middle. I think it's in the middle. It's behind the tusk, but in terms of the top of the head here and the bottom of the jaw, I think it's in the middle. So let's do it. I'm gonna do the upper eyelid and then the lower eyelid, and that makes like an almond shape. You know, it's not a full circle. What is a circle is the highlight, which is a circle, and then another circle, which is the iris and the pupil. Maggie does not differentiate between the iris and the pupil. The only thing she does do is she doesn't fill in the highlight. See that little white spot right in there? You got to be really protective of that highlight. And notice that I wasn't. Like, it's not that I wasn't protective. I tried to be protective, but the dot in there is not like bright enough. So it's just too small. Should I start again? All right, fine. I'll start again. It's okay to start again. I had a teacher that was like, he would tell you if it was wrong just a little bit. He'd be like, start again. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And then it got to the point where I was like, maybe nothing's good enough. So it's okay to start again, but like, don't constantly do it. Just like if you really, the eye is kind of important. So like if you didn't get the eye right, you know, feel free to start again. And I love that highlight. So I'm going to make my highlight in the eye a little bit bigger than I did originally, so I don't make the same mistake twice. And then I'm going to shade the eye, the dark of the eye around the highlight. And so now I have a little bit more to work with. Cool. I'm happy. He's got his eyebrow, and then he's an elephant after all, so he's kind of wrinkly. So he's got like wrinkles underneath his eye, wrinkles above his eye. I'm actually a huge, like, I think I've seen a lot of Indian, I guess maybe they're Indian elephants, but like elephants have hair on the top of their head. And I think it's kind of cute. So I'm going to put hair on my guy. Hopefully it doesn't look too human. Oh man, this is great. This is great. So let's do the body, and then we'll do the legs, and then we'll do the tail. And I think we should be good by then. All right, so my body, I'm going to use, like, the thing about elephants, what makes them so huge is the massive, I don't know, now I'm taking it back. Should we do the legs first?
I think it would be easier to do the legs.
Yes.
I think it would be easier to do the legs. You're right.
You need
Okay.
to draw the body to do the legs.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do there's two sides of me. One side says, I think I'm going to make a rectangle for the legs. One rectangle. Then I'm going to move over. I'm going to make 2 rectangles. Yes, I'm actually happy with that. The reason I'm happy with this is because even if I didn't put any of the details, you know, I put like little toenails on there, put a toenail here, put a toenail there. Even if I didn't do any other details, I just did the rectangles, it still looks like elephant legs. Can you see that, Michaela? What's up?
Can you put the paper up a little? I can't.
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Also, I have an elephant ring.
It's a beautiful ring. Were you wearing it today?
I'm always wearing it. I
Wow.
don't take it off.
Excellent. Is it silver?
Yeah, my mom says silver cures the mind, so.
It does. It certainly does. I have a gold pin that I've been wearing. All right. So that's what I'm actually like loving about this. And I might even make this so simple. Watch this. So I did 2 rectangles for the legs. I'm going to do a big oval for the body. And then I'm going to do a rectangle for the back leg. And then another rectangle for the other back leg. We know the tail comes around this way. And then he's got hair on his tail. He's got hair on his tail. He's probably got hair on his head. Wow, amazing. I'm actually amazed. So that's like the basics that I'm working with. And then I can add some of the other fun details. So there's like a shoulder up here. Let's just do one leg at a time. There's a shoulder, which curves this way. There's the armpit that curves this way. There's a little notch right by the belly, which is his elbow, believe it or not. And then this elephant has kind of long legs. So look how long the back of that leg is. And then he turns into the foot. I have a friend whose family like spent a lot of time in Africa, and they have like weird taxidermy. And I don't know if this doesn't, well, I might not even, anyway, I've seen a real elephant's foot in person, and it is huge. I mean, it's like a whole, it's like the size of a chair. But the interesting thing about it is that there's a ring all around the bottom of the foot. Yeah. Question.
I seen an elephant too.
In person? Where?
At the zoo.
Yeah. Did you get to draw it when you were there?
No.
That's okay.
I don't really draw at places.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. You don't I mean, I have drawn the elephants and the tigers, excuse me, not the tigers, the lions at the Baltimore Zoo.
Yeah, I like the lions.
Me too. I drew the elephant better when I was there. The lions were moving around so fast. They're like cubs. So I wound up actually just taking a lot of pictures. Okay, so in terms of this foot, there is a like kind of a rounded, it's almost like the way a tree goes into the ground. It's almost like a root system where these toes, the foot like swells out, and then it gets narrower before you get to the ankle. All right. Here's my mug. I can do the handle to the mug, and I can do the bottom of the mug, and then I can do the toenails on the back legs. And I can make the rectangle swell out. That's the kicker. It's like you start with a rectangle, but you got to add feet to the rectangle, so it does get wider. And then you can use the narrow part of the leg in order to get the the narrow rectangle to get the narrow part of the leg.
You're like mine.
Whatever you did to the first leg, you can repeat it on the second one. Add a shoulder, add the length, add the ankle, and then widen it. I've never drawn this before, so I'm learning too. I think the key is to have these really wide base toes. Not the toes themselves, but the foot, like really wide at the bottom.
Trevor, can I show you mine?
Yes, please. How are we doing on time, by the way? Are we running out of time?
10:53, so I assume so.
Oh, it's getting whoa.
7 minutes.
Is that your second one or your first? That's the second one. That looks good. Those legs, I mean, having 4 legs, well spaced, is like, it's fantastic. If anybody else wants to show, I'll see if I can give any feedback. Is anybody's in trouble? That looks great, Michaela. Yeah. Michaela, you've got a really interesting situation too, where in a good way, where I was noticing mine, see how my legs come straight across? You know, like it looks like he's on the ground like this. If you look at his, you know, Maggie's, his legs are higher in the back. So you could, you know, draw some ground. Like there's like pebbles on the ground.
Why is there a cylinder underneath him?
Yeah, this cylinder, like this one.
Yeah.
That is the mug. It's a hidden picture.
Okay.
So honestly, I'm just gonna deviate. Well, I'm just gonna deviate because I'm just gonna draw the ground. I'm gonna pretend the mug is not there. I'm gonna add stones, and then some plants, and then the ground back here. So with our time, maybe I'll introduce. I don't know if I want to introduce a whole nother drawing, but I think there's plenty of details to do on here. Wow, that is such a scene. The giraffe is amazing too. Those colors are the bomb. Well done, well done. Hey guys, if you look on our Instagram, I got to post some of our lions from last week. So if you go on Mitchell School of Fine Arts Instagram, you can see them, and some of your drawings are up there. Maggie, the reason I'm able to take pictures of your work is Stacy is able to photograph them, but she's not here today. So if you can have your parents, you know, email me or text message me, you know, basically email me the work, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see it.
4 minutes until 11.
And then hopefully, what was that?
5 minutes until 11.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. And then I think, I think this might be the last week for some of you, so make sure your parents get you to re-register. Michaela, that's great. Really good. What's on the tip of his trunk, or is he movements? Yeah, these are awesome. Let me pin that one. Oh no, I can't pin because I have to take my thing off. All right, yes, they all look, the ones that are holding them up are fantastic. And you could try to do a baby one. If you did a big one, if you did a small one, do a big one. If you did a big one, do a small one.
Baby has 1B.
Yeah.
B-A.
I did draw a baby one.
Lassia, how are you doing? Trying to look over. Dude, that is a super great. That is super great. Yeah, the 2 tries are very, very stellar. You guys got a nice art crew going on over there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start detailing some of this stuff. The wrinkles on the, there's wrinkles on the bottom of the trunk, but you don't really see them from this angle. So I'm going to do these. What I'm doing here are called bracelet lines. So for that trunk that you were just holding up, you want to erase the line in between the head and the trunk. And then you want to add bracelet lines. So think about how you wear a bracelet or a ring. Like your arm is long and then the bracelets come across. The trunk is long and then the bracelets come across. So you don't want to complete the lines to make it look like a ring, but this is the direction of the wrinkles. So that's like the best way to like help describe the nature of the trunk. Yeah, these are beautiful. I would fill in some water. I would show where there's water and where there's land in your composition there, if you're able to. Okay, so then I'm seeing some wrinkles there. I'm seeing some other indications of both wrinkles and possibly even shadow in the arm.
We have 3 minutes.
I know. I'm gonna finish. Watch. You watch me. I'll finish in 3 minutes. There's a trick that artists also do, which he's doing really well. Instead of doing a lot of shading, they will darken lines to make it look like there's shadow. So if you look at the belly, we know the belly is in shadow. You just know it because it's such a big object. So then you darken the underside there. You can also darken the underside of the jaw because like the belly, it's facing the ground. You could darken the underside of the trunk. And you'd be surprised. It just goes a long way. Just a little bit of a dark line for helping to describe the light and the shade. Okay, so I got bracelet lines on this leg. I got bracelet lines on the back. I'm going to use the techniques, even though it is fur, I'm going to use the techniques that I was thinking about for the tail. And I'm going to make, the fur on the end of his tail look, hairy. I'm going to use that same kind of thin triangle. And then, oh, that's amazing. So the tail itself, just like the trunk is a tube or like a cylinder that has bracelet lines, the tail itself can have a little set of bracelet lines on it as well. The water looks great. See how that tied it all together? You may want to put mountains in the distance and even do a sky. But if you do the sky color, make it a different blue. Just choose a different blue than the water blue. It's a good technique. These are awesome, guys. This is such a fun class. This is like turning into one of my favorite classes all week.
Mine.
Is this anybody's favorite class of the week? Yes. Nice. I'm glad to be a part of it, really. Mr. Messick's like, I kind of like calculus. All right. I feel good about that. Did I miss any? Oh. Okay, so the belly, look at the long vertical ones. You can draw little lines up at the top too. And even elephants that are really well fed, you can still see their rib cage. And so I know that Maggie used these marks on the bottom, kind of describing the long egg shape of the rib cage and the little bit of the shadow underneath. But you can draw other ones up here, and these actually give you the direction of the rib cage, which is kind of cool. I mean, if you like drawing elephants, which I do. You could draw little peanuts all on the ground. That's like the world's biggest peanut I just drew.
Yep. Unless it's a baby elephant.
I know it could be. Yeah, it could be like a really teeny, like a miniature elephant. Can you imagine if they made miniature elephants?
Maybe it could
and
be.
they were like the size. They were like the size of hamsters.
Maybe
I would have a dozen. I would keep miniature elephants if they were a thing. Maybe in heaven we get to have miniature elephants. What do you think? So I want to just explain one thing really quickly, and then I promise we'll leave. The peanut, the way you draw a peanut is that you do like a big oval on one side, big oval on the other, and then you do bracelet lines, just like the elephant, just like the trunk. You go bracelet lines going in this way, and then you also do long longitudinal lines going this way.
My dead zombie.
Dead zombie.
What's that? Can I see your zombie?
Magnetic sand.
Yeah, let me see.
It's a drowned. It's a drowned.
Oh, it's a drowned zombie. Well, that's good. It's better than a live zombie.
Can I see?
Yeah, but can I show you mine?
Yeah, let's see it. I think I can. I think everyone's on the
Where is
screen.
the ground zombie?
You like mine?
These are really great drawings, people. Thank you. Thank you for working so hard and enjoying this as much as I do.
I love the ducks.
The ducks were so fun. The green really works.
Where's the zombie?
I'm glad no one added bright pink to their ducks. I'm glad you learned from my mistakes. But that flamingo is dynamite, and I love the giraffe too. So let me see. There were some giraffes in this larger picture. Let me see if I can zoom out and show you the whole picture.
Oh, I like that. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's the whole scene. So there's like a lot going on in that scene. So I just picked some of my favorite parts, but
Next
think
week.
if you Google,
It's 11:02.
I know we got to go, but Google watering hole and Maggie Swanson, and you'll probably get this image if you want to see it later. And then you can look at some of her other work. So Swanson is spelled Swanson. Swanson.
Can we draw some more of it next week?
Get it? Swanson.
I know, and I think she does have ones that have swans in it. I almost picked a swan. Okay. Anyway, that was super fun, everybody. I will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye,
I thought
y'all.
you said this is might be our last
you-
week.
Well, if you re-register, you can come for the rest of the year. You just have to sign up again. So if you want to keep going, have your parents email the school, and Kristen will get back to you. And if I don't see you again, or until the summer when we have summer camp, have a great spring. Happy spring, everybody. It's coming. Bye.